TikTok. This is... I don't want to poison the well. I just want to jump right into it. The first video that we're going to look at on Greg Locke's TikTok straight up says the action in this video could result in serious injury. Though, I guess because of the formatting, it's serious eye injury. So we're going to go ahead and take a look.
Ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that we are living in some crazy, dangerous days. God said in the last days, perilous, dangerous times shall be upon us.
So, can you think of a time where it hasn't been perilous and dangerous? Just think about it, please. Like, the United States has been in perpetual war for ages. I would say that we are in some of the safest times, all things considered, like statistically speaking, but...
Bombs going off in our city streets, rioting, looting, a fraudulent election, war.
A fraudulent election. Oh, right, that's right, because Greg Locke does nothing but suck Trump's dick. I forgot about that. I didn't really forget about that. I just... It got blanked out of my mind for a moment, and then I was like, why am I experiencing shock at this? Oh, right. I shouldn't be. But I like how he says, the Bible predicted all of this. Stand up. So, can you please tell me, chapter and verse, where the Bible said that Donald Trump would be the elected prophet of God, and then he would be impeached, and then he would be elected out democratically? Is that actually in the Bible? I don't think so. Not to mention, so let's keep on. Let's keep on.
Rumors of wars.
There will be wars and rumors of wars. Now, think about it. If I wanted to make a prediction, what would be the way to make you believe that I made an accurate prediction? It wouldn't be to actually make an accurate prediction that got things right down to the letter. It would be by having a conversation with you and saying something very vague. Like, instead of predicting that Donald Trump wouldn't win the election, I would say, I predict that it would be very hard for Donald Trump to win the 2020 election. Even if he won in a landslide, there's 1,000 ways you could spin that. Well, he won in a landslide, but it was very hard for him to get that landslide victory because the nation was crippled by COVID-19. Of course, I could do the opposite. I could say that it'd be very easy for Trump to win. And then when he loses to Biden, I could point out, well, it was easy for him to win, but the election was fraudulent. So my prediction was still true. It's incredibly simple to make a prediction and have it come to fruition so long as you make it sufficiently vague. This has been a sticking point for things like astrology, insofar as it manifests in, like, tabloids, for years. Make something that is super vague, incredibly vague, so that maybe it sounds like it might apply to somebody specifically, because we as humans, we are great at internalizing things. We are great at taking external ideas and internalizing them for ourselves. How many times have you read a book and internalized something from it? How many times have you watched a movie and internalized something for it? Identified with a character. That is the human condition that internalizes shit. It is incredibly easy to say things like there will be wars and rumors of wars. And then for you to internalize that and go, oh, you're right. But seeing as the United States has been in perpetual wartime for fuck ever, if your prediction can necessarily say that the status quo will be maintained, has it really predicted anything? Anything at all? And at that point, how long is the end time supposed to be? Oh, it's not very specific on that, right? So it tells us nothing.
Crazy international things taking place. I'm telling you, it's happening. God is grabbing this nation by the jugular vein, shaking us out.
God, I wish he had said it was grabbing us by the balls. That would have been so much better.
out of our apathetic condition. Pastors need to grow a spine, stop being cowards, open up their churches. Politically, we're in a nightmare of a situation, and yet...
You're right. We are in a nightmare situation. In fact, the FBI has even shown that white supremacy is on the rise in the United States. That's a scary thought. The KKK gets more emboldened by the month. That's a scary thought. People are able to march on our individual pieces of infrastructure with fully armed weapons and not get stopped by the police. That's a scary thought. Oh, he's not talking about any of that. He's talking about the liberals. That's what it is. It's scary because of the liberals. Those scary libs. That's what he's upset about.
I'm consoled by all of it. You know why? Because God's proving that what he said was going to happen is happening right this very moment. God predicted it. We're not going to reclaim America politically, but we can reclaim her prophetically. So when the whole...
Wait, we can't reclaim America politically. Now, if I had not have played the next part where he said we can replay it prophetically, what would you assume he was meaning? What would you assume that Greg Locke thought we could do to reclaim America? I'm curious what you think. An actor like Greg Locke, who destroys the doors of Dunkin' Donuts when he's told to wear a mask. What do you think he thinks reclaims America? Now, I said that the prophetically part might change that context, but it really might not. Because this is the same type of person who would believe in manifest destiny. So, at the end of the day, what do you think he would do? What kind of... In the chat, apparently people are saying civil war. I'm not going to say that he would immediately be calling for violence, but I think he would allude to it. I think that Greg Locke is the type of person that could very easily enact stochastic terrorism.
World is being burned down and people are literally coming under persecution for their faith. What do?
When are they coming? Where in the United States are Christians being persecuted for their faith? Where, Greg? Where? Please, show me. Show me the place in the United States. Here. Show me on the hammer where the United States secularism touched you. Where are you persecuted? Where? Is it just that they don't want your people to die in a pandemic? Is that persecution? Is that what it is? Greg. Greg. I don't think he understands what persecution actually is. To Greg, persecution is having to wear a mask, even though that literally means that you're just not killing other people. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. But, you know, let's continue.
We stand up. That's what we do. Ladies and gentlemen,
not while driving, you don't? Please, not while driving, Greg. Don't do. You'll get yourself hurt. Oh, why did that? Oh, right. TikTok's a badly designed website.
Ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't take a rocket scientist.
No, Pastor Locke, I don't want to listen to your shit. I do not. Let's see, what else do we have in here? What else do we have that's gotten... Say, we're not going anywhere. Sure, why not?
So CNN's in the house. So we're glad they're here, and we know they're here, and we know they're CNN, so we get it. We understand. They got a job to do, okay? But I will go on record and saying, regardless if CNN's here or not, and it was a big kind of to-do the other day in our deal, I just want them to know I'm not the only crazy person in the world. We are not going to close our church, ladies and gentlemen, because of COVID-19. We're going to stay open at Global Vision Bible Church. We ain't going to shut down. No matter what Fox News says, no matter what CNN says, we're going to stay open for the glory of God. Can I get a witness?
Okay, so I don't know what you heard there, but I heard we will willingly sacrifice our infirm and elderly so that we can throw a tantrum. That's what I heard there. know if you heard something different. You might have. Who knows? But yeah, no, when Fox News is too moderate for you. Well, remember, Fox News ended up turning on Trump eventually, and Trump is... If there was a magic staff that Greg Locke could look onto to heal himself, much like what happened in the Bible, if there was a magic rod that he could look at that would heal all of his woes, the rod would be Trump's penis.
We ain't closing this church. Not now, not tomorrow, not next week. We ain't closing down. I said...
Can you imagine? Can you just imagine what it's like to live in the head of Greg Locke? Where you desperately need your congregation to feel so superior to everybody else that you are willing to sacrifice their lives on the funeral pyre. Just think about that. Think about that for a second.
We ain't closing down. You tell CNN I said so. We ain't closing down. To God be the glory. Great things he hath done.
So it's not CNN or Fox News that tells you that you shouldn't be having your gatherings like this. I can tell you exactly what it is. It's epidemiologists. It's virologists. It's people who actually are studied in the fields of how diseases and viruses propagate and spread through a human population. They are the ones that say, no, maybe gatherings on a mass scale are not a good idea right now. The news agencies merely report on that. They are not authorities telling you what to do. The authorities have done so. But go ahead, be mad at CNN, be mad at Fox, be mad at them for this. Like, engage in your straw man, engage in your genetic fallacy, do your shit, I guess. But when you have sick people in your congregation, it sucks to be you. And I sincerely hope that none of you will be the first people to get the vaccines, because you are so confident that you don't need them. We do have a super chat from Aided Furdball for $5. Hey, Suris, did you see Greg's tweet where he claimed the election never happened? And yes, I did.
Ladies and gentlemen,
and I actually... No, Greg, leave me alone! Leave me alone, Greg! I don't want to listen to...
living in some crazy day.
Why is TikTok so badly designed? Holy shit! Leave me alone, Greg! Yes, I saw Greg's thing. There's another video going out probably tomorrow about it. Oh, God. What else is here? What else is here in the wonderful TikTok land of Greg Locke? A revival of patriotism. God is greater than whatever you are facing. This is like motivational stuff. Jesus was not a cowardly preacher. Someone needs this prayer. Our church neighbor is trying to overpower us with loud music. Okay. Let's see. I will not abandon President Donald Trump. I think I've seen this one. This one.
Pastor Greg Locke here. Let me be very plain about something. I am not going to abandon President Trump. All these people saying, well, the ship's going down. You better get off while you can. Absolutely not. This man has done nothing short than give his entire life, his fortune, his safety, and his family for the betterment of this nation. He has spent 4 years making America great again, and I'm convinced he's still going to spend 4 more years making America great again. This man is...
So we have covered this video before. He had it on his YouTube channel. He reposted it to TikTok. Maybe I should do that at some point. Maybe I should just get a TikTok manager. I don't know. Fuck it. But yeah, we have seen this one before, and it's literally just him worshiping at the altar of God Emperor Trump. That's all it is. Wait, textbook demonism? Let's see. What else is here? Miracle time?
I watched God perform a miracle 10 feet from the front door of our church, right in our parking lot. This young lady's car malfunctioned, burst into flames. She barely got it into the church parking lot before she was able to jump out, and the whole thing exploded right before our very eyes. You can't tell me that God was not in charge of that situation. The front of our church got so hot that it literally began to smoke and it melted much of the front of our building. She was worried about our building. She was worried about our car.
Wait. It melted your building? Are you talking about the tent? Also, if God is all-powerful and all-knowing, wouldn't it necessarily follow, like, from as a form of logical consequence, that God was equally responsible for preventing her from getting harmed and also for blowing up the car? Like, I'm pretty certain that you can't just go, God had his hand all over that situation. Really? Because he blew up her goddamn car. He destroyed it. It's gone. It's because of him. He had his hand all over it, so much so that he desperately needed barbecue of the vehicular variety.
I wasn't concerned about the car or the building. I was grateful that God performed a supernatural miracle and allowed...
How is it supernatural for a person to get out of a car on time? How is that a supernatural event? Yeah, it's a close call. You're right. But if the answer is going to be, well, how else would you explain it? Luck, circumstance. Or, even better, have you ever driven your car and heard a weird buzzing in it, heard a weird thing happen, and then you just knew, oh shit, I've only got a limited amount of time to do something? Happened to me recently. Was driving down the road, my car started smoking from the hood. Turns out, something in the cooling system had completely and totally leaked out, and my car was running with no coolant, and it started to smoke and just get all kinds of messed up. I was able to get into a parking lot before it just started going crazy. I probably only had about 10 seconds to spare. Did God have his hands in that situation? It would necessarily follow that he also cut my fucking lines at that point. Like, Greg, you have to think of this like a rational person. If your God is necessarily in control of everything, he is necessarily also the cause. And if everything functionally can be explained by his hand, then functionally nothing is explained by his hand. But go ahead, find a way to spin my congregation member had their car blow up in front of us as Jesus working his miracles.
Allowed that young lady to so quickly get out of the car. It was horribly hot. As you can see, it was terribly flammable. And yet in that situation, no one was harmed. To God be the glory.
So I have a question. Let's find out. Did this even happen? It's not that I don't trust the efficacy of Greg Locke, but car blown... Oh, hold on, gotta sneeze. And there it went. And now it's back. Okay, so car blown up in front of Greg Locke's church. Did that happen? Did it happen? Let's see here. I'm not seeing anything about this. How about car caught on fire in front of Greg Locke's church? Let's see. It's on his Facebook. Okay. Maybe it actually did happen. Maybe it actually did happen. The flames are so hot that it melted the front of our church lobby. If your church is made so cheaply that the front of a car catching on fire will melt it, then that's certainly an act of God. But okay, it looks like
God perform a miracle.
Shut up, Greg. It looks like it actually happened, which is at least close. Not sure he would even get press coverage. Yeah. Oh, reverse image search. That's actually a good idea. That's a good idea. Let's see here. Let's do a reverse image search. God. Boop. Boop. Why is it not? Reverse image search. Google. Let me do it. Search by image. Wait a second. Wait a second. Hold on. At least 2 injured in Iowa home explosion. Okay, so that is a different one.
Ever since having it.
What? No! Go! I don't want to listen to you. I don't. I'm not seeing anything for this particular image. Let's try all sizes. Yeah, the only place this image exists is on Greg Locke's Facebook. So, yeah, no, it more than likely legitimate. More than likely legitimate. Let's see. Addicted to noise. Wait. This one has 506,000 votes. Why? Let's find out. Jehovah's Witnesses?
Hey, stop scrolling. Let me pray for you. Father, in Jesus' mighty name, I come to you right now for the person watching.
I'm just going to go ahead and stop right there. Look, if in Jesus' mighty name you have to come to me, there are 1,000 reasons to do that, and none of them have anything to do with my looks, so please just don't.
This video, they need strength during their stress. They need power in their pain. They need joy in the midst of their journey. I pray that you would show them how big and wonderful and beautiful and majestic you are. Lord, you are still a miracle working God, whatever they are facing.
Yep, such a miracle worker that the front side of my church melted. So I'm curious here. So this has 500,000 views. Because it's nice and fluffy. This is a thing that TikTok is good for. Do you wonder how many people see this and go, oh, he's such a man of God. He's such a good person. And then they actually, like, discover more about him and realize that, holy shit, this farcical asshole is literally one of the worst people in the nation? Okay. Anything else here that I care about? Anything else here that Greg Locke has posted? Let's see. The Bible predicted all this would happen. This amazing Bible truth will change. Oh! Change my life, Greg!
Well, there's 5 words in the Bible.
Change my life, Greg.
Change your life. And they happen to be in one of the most well-known verses, Psalm 23. The Lord is my shepherd. Think about that. The Lord is my shepherd. The denotes he's not a God. He's the one and only true God. Then he says the Lord, that's all capitalized. That means Jehovah, the God that raised the mountains and lowered the valleys and took the blackness of the midnight air and put the sparkling stars in their sockets. That.
Okay, yeah, the Bible says in one verse that God is a monotheistic deity. And?
God, that very sovereign, righteous God upon his throne, the Lord is, not was, not one day is going to get around to it, not will be, not has been. The Lord is, this very moment, that's personal. Yeah, he may be...
It's not! Okay, look, if God being my God is personal, then Trump being my president is personal. It's fucking not. This dude is trying to twist words so much to get the semblance of meaning out of this.
Everybody else's, but he's my Savior. He's my God. He's my King. He's my Lord. He's my shepherd. That means that God protects me. He guides me. He leads me. He provides for me. He takes care of me.
What does he provide you? Please. Does your God provide you with chicken nugget? I could use a God that provide me with chicken nugget. Greg. Does your God give chicken nugget? And gummy bear? I could use chicken nugget and gummy bear, Greg. Greg, please. I want nugget and gummy, Greg. Your God can provide. Give him to me.
He corrects me. Everything I need. 5 words in the Bible. The Lord is my shepherd. You know, there's 5.
Okay. I think we're done looking at Greg's TikTok today. I really do. If Raz brings you nuggets, does that make her God? We're not talking about that. Oh my God. I just don't understand sometimes where Greg is concerned. This guy is able to put on a show and show that he's such a loving, wonderful person, and then on the same TikTok show that he's a hateful, ignorant dipshit. And it's consistent. It's the same way with his YouTube channel and his Twitter's basically just a giant vitriol cesspool. So I guess there's really not much more to be said there. This dude is getting more popular by the day. How are people looking at this guy and going, that's my guy. That's the guy I want right there. That man. Why? If you're a Greg Locke fan, if this is your guy, please let me know why in the comment section below. I am so curious. And if you can, do me a favor. And please send a donation to Planned Parenthood in the name of Greg Locke. Please and thank you.